So there have been a lot of commercials lately for both of the campaigns already, looking at some of the issues on the minds of voters, and one of them has certainly been outsourcing. And outsourcing will undoubtedly be one of the highly contested issues as we get into debate season. One of the commercials that I've noticed with interest has to do with the issue of equal pay in the United States, the pay disparity or the pay gap between men and women. There is a bit of a misunderstanding in what the pay gap actually is. You will see a lot of headlines associated with the fact that women make 77% of what men make. And that's true on one level, and that is when you take all full-time working men, get their average wage, and then you get the average wage of all full-time working women, and you compare those two averages, you'll see the gap that women are paid 77 cents on the dollar for men. But that's really not an appropriate comparison. The law requires we make a comparison of a man doing a particular job with a particular set of skills and characteristics as compared with a woman who has the same job and those same characteristics. So the pay gap, as it's typically expressed, is not really an appropriate comparison to make. There are a number of things that could be done to remedy this, and it will be interesting to see what the candidates propose as remedies to these issues. One thing we could do is make our pay systems more transparent. For many organizations, the way we pay people, what we pay people, how we pay people, who has a higher paid job than someone else is very secretive. This is something that we don't tell people. We don't say, well, Joe over here is getting paid $50,000 a year and John over here is getting paid $40,000 a year, and the difference between those two wages is due to the fact that Joe has a graduate degree and John doesn't. While we use those kinds of factors in determining people's wages, we don't often share that information. So say that I was paid a little bit less than someone else. It would be useful for me to know why and what I could do in order to make a difference in wages. If it was because I didn't have a graduate degree, well, then I would know that I needed to go back to school and get a graduate degree, and that way I would earn a higher wage. Or it might be that the particular job category I am in is rated less highly than another job category. Maybe even a lateral movement into a different job category using the same skills and experiences would give me a little bit higher paying position. So one of the things I think that would really add to pay equity in the United States would be more transparent wage systems. Ironically, wage differences are the lowest in unionized organizations, and we think one of the reasons why this is so is because the systems are highly transparent.